Hey YouTube, hope you are well, wealthy and winning. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 things that school didn't teach you about success. And this is the reason that most people don't actually reach the echelons that they're capable of reaching. I know I just said a really big word, echelons. So let's keep it simple and let's keep this conversation going. So if you want to make sure that you're growing your income, you're growing your revenue, you're growing your wealth, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I know what you're like. Sometimes you watch this and like, that was really good, but then you don't subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe for more regular content just like this one. Now, here's the thing, is that school is not designed to have you be successful. And if school is not designed to help you be successful, then where are you going to learn the insights that are going to help you be successful? And in 2024 today, we're really blessed to have YouTube channels like this one where you can learn insights that's going to help take you to a whole new level. Now let's start with school. Now, by the way, none of this is in relation to teachers per se. The system is crooked. The system is going to allow you to slip. And here's why. The first thing that school doesn't teach you about wealth, success, prosperity is communication. Now, you have to understand that communication is the gateway to currency. In other words, there's no way that you can generate way more income or way more wealth without communication. You know, if you want somebody to do something for you in a relationship, in a business situation, in a employee to CEO type situation, whatever the relationship is, you have to communicate. And the more effective you are at communicating, guess what? The more money you can make. So think about this. If somebody says like, okay, so I went into a primary school. I worked with hundreds of primary schools over my career. And this is what I used to do. I went into a primary school and they offered me a contract that was in the region of £2.5 grand. By the time I left that meeting, the contract value was £188,000. And we ended up working with that client for about 5, maybe even 6 or 7 years. Now, what's the point of that? The difference was the way that I communicated in the meeting that allowed them to see the gap of where they were missing out on talent, where they were missing out on skill, and the value that I can bring to that situation that enabled them to go, actually, this is worth £188,000. Let's give that contract to Jazz Rose. So you've got to teach your kids and you've got to learn to master your ability to communicate. The second thing that school doesn't teach you is sales. Sales is seen in the UK as a dirty word. Don't sell, sleazy. And that's because, and by the way, I don't blame anybody for feeling that way. It's just that it's not taught and it's not delivered very well most of the time. I can't share with you, number-wise, how many people have come up to me and said, I'm really good at sales. And then I ask them a few questions or ask them about their business or ask them about their industry and they're really ineffective at selling. Basically, what we do is, and it's just like, stop. This is why you're not good at selling. This is why you're not getting world-class results. So you've got to learn the skill to be able to communicate value effortlessly in a way that demonstrates confidence, clarity, and conviction. So think about this. If you can sell a large volume to a high-value product, program, or service, my friends, you're going to be rich. Once you master this one skill, like I've generated up to £200,000 in a single day, just like learning how to sell, learning how to communicate value. And that is a skill that you must learn to master so that you can actually influence, you can inspire, and you can empower people to take the next logical step, whatever that step is for them. But that is the skills, the art of asking the right questions, moving the prospect forward in the right way, and not getting stuck in your feelings of, oh, here it is, just buy it. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to be effective. And what is the number 3? Well, consider what is it that brings people into your sales process? What is it that brings people into a sales pipeline? Now, if you have a 9 to 5, don't just think, oh my goodness, this is about business, let me just click off. Start to think about how you can actually utilize these skills in your job as well, because I can promise you, I've helped dozens of employees like scale their income significantly and become successful business owners. So you've got to learn these skills. The third one is marketing. Schools will never teach you about marketing. In fact, I didn't even know what marketing was until I left school. This is insane. Like, how do you actually position a product or a service and say, here it is, here's what we do? It's amazing to me. In 2024, school actually bans phones. They don't teach you how to market a product or service on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook or on any sort of platform. They teach you to be hidden and sitting behind a desk taking notes. what industry do you actually sit behind a desk and take notes for the whole day, the whole 8 hours? None. That's dead. It doesn't work. It doesn't make logical sense. I remember I was in a design technology class and the teacher said to me, well, I need you, Jazz Rose, I need you to build a letter holder. And I was like, listen, doctor, every time my mum gets letters through the post, she gets annoyed because it's probably bills that she don't want to pay. So I ain't no trying to build no pretty letter holder for her to hold stuff that she doesn't actually want. He didn't really resonate with the message. He probably didn't pick it up, right? But I found it hilarious. Why is school getting me to do outdated things? In the end, you know what I said to him? I said, you know what, sir? I'll tell you what, I'm going to be a professional footballer, so I don't need any of this cardboard letter stuff. So I'm just going to go outside and play football. How about that? And then he went, I'll tell you what, Jazz, you're not even good enough to be a professional footballer. How can you prove it to me? I said, I'll go outside. If I can do 100 kick-ups, that means that I don't need to do this stuff. And he actually agreed. And he actually sent me outside. I did the 100 kick-ups and that was it. That was when I was 14, maybe 15. Hilarious story. But anyway, that takes us on to number 4. And number 4 is speaking in public. Now, picture this, and by the way, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you some really remarkable insights, so stay tuned. Now, picture this. If you can sell a £30,000 product and you sell it to a room full of 200 people, and of those 200 people, my friends, 40 people buy, guess what happens? Type it away on your phone. £30,000 times 40 people. That, my friends, is over £1 million in a single day. That is the art of public speaking. So many people, I don't want to speak in front of the camera. I need to be behind the scenes. But my friends, your money gonna be behind the scenes. So you've got to learn to get on stage, either live and or in person, and present your message, whatever that is, to a large group of people. Now, not everyone's gonna go away from this video and make £1 million in a day. Okay, I haven't even done it yet, but I will, because I'm mastering the skill. But here's the point that I want to make is, once you develop that skill, you become far more compelling, you become far more persuasive, and you become far more confident in every environment you're in. And that allows you to live the life that you truly want to live. Number 5, business strategy. I see so many business owners, they come and they say, oh, Jazz, I don't know how to price. I don't know how to position my expertise. I don't know how to attract an audience. I don't know how to do all this stuff. And I do not blame them, because it's taken me the best part of 20 years to develop these skills. And most business owners don't know these skills because they don't develop them in school. So here's the thing that you've got to do as a parent, as an adult, as a leader of your community. You've got to develop these skills for yourself to a competent level of mastery, and then you have to teach it, my friends, to your children, your nieces, your nephews, your younger cousins, so that you can be an incredible influence for them. Because if school doesn't teach you about pricing, business strategy, they don't teach you about, okay, cool, if you want to reach this goal, how do you get there? Let's break it down step by step. All they teach you is, oh, well, here's your exam, you've got to answer X, Y, Z questions, isn't it, Kai? My baby daughter's right here in front of me. It's boring, it's dead, it's stiff, and it will leave you stuck financially if you're not careful and if you don't break free. That brings us on, my friends, to number 6, which is goal setting. You have to learn to set goals. And I know this is a fundamental skill and it's really shocking. In fact, it's disastrous that schools don't teach it. Because if you don't know how to set a goal and then how to break it down into sizable chunks and say, okay, well, if I want to make an extra £100,000, what are the activities that I need to do in order to get there? How do I break that down into a daily target? If you're in sales, what are your daily targets? If you're in an administrative role, what are your daily targets? What are you on the payroll for? Or what are you paying yourself to do? I'm subliminally at some point getting paid to do this video. So that is something that is a high level skill. That is the thing that only I can do, and something that is on my goals, because I've got a goal right now to get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of this year. So help me and tap the link and subscribe to this channel, and then go ahead and tell a friend. That brings us on, my friends, to number 7, which is typing. Think about this for a second. Schools don't actually teach your children on how to go on the computer. They maybe do a computer lesson once, twice, maybe even 3 times a week, but it's not the common thing. So how are they going to be able to type quickly? How are they going to be able to use tools like Excel, Google Sheets, word processors, etc.? How are they going to use all of these tools to a high degree of competence? It really, really frustrates me when people, human beings, I've had administrators before and HR consultants before, or expert people that get paid 50, 60, sometimes even £70,000 a year that I pay off the payroll. And then I ask them to do do something very simple on like an Excel spreadsheet, and they're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to do that. And I've seen expert people like counting numbers on Excel. I'm like, why did you not just click equals and then do the and then do the formula so that it adds it up for you? It's like, I don't know, I don't understand how to do all of that. I just do it by myself. You stupid! It's frustrating. And I don't blame the individual, I blame the school system. Well, not blame, but you know what I mean. It's just crap, isn't it? Like 2024, everyone's on computers, so why is it that 90% of children's time is spent writing stuff down on a pen and pad? Doesn't make logical sense. But school, remember, is not designed to have you be successful. Number 8. This is investing. Schools do not teach you how to manage money. They don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to multiply money. And then people are like, oh my goodness, investing in yourself is so expensive. Well, darn Skippy, just because you learnt stuff in school that didn't teach you how to be financially successful. So other people spend years, decades sometimes, learning a skill like how to invest money so that and then sometimes they teach it to others so that they too can start to achieve remarkable levels of wealth. I taught this to one of my clients, Ashley, about how to, like, imagine he's like a big man. I didn't actually know how to invest until like in the stock market until I was in my 30s. Imagine that. Like, that's 10 years wasted. I could have generated an extra 2, 5, maybe even £1 million with that one skill, that one level of understanding. It's really shocking that schools don't teach that stuff. So you have got to go and learn it. Do not wait for the politicians to teach you this stuff. You have got to go and learn it. You have got to go and teach it to your children because schools won't teach it for you. Sorry. Number 9, here's something that I haven't even mastered myself, and that, my friends, is taxes. They will tax your blood clot. They will tax you for days if you're not careful. So you've got to learn the hints, the tips, the tricks, how to manage your money in a way that really allows you to pay the appropriate amount of tax. I like that word. It sounds formal, doesn't it? Appropriate. And not overpaid, because so many people are overpaying on tax, don't know where their money is going, and then end up rat pocket looking on the side like, oh, everything's going wrong. And then they can't afford the house that they want to live in, and so on and so on. It becomes an ever-going cycle. And the final thing, last but not least, one of the most powerful things that school will never teach you, but you must teach and master yourself is, by the way, this will make you very financially successful if you do it well. And that, my friends, is networking. Have you ever heard the phrase, you are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? So here's where most people go wrong. They spend their time with the 5 people that they grew up with, the 5 people that they went to school with, or the 5 people that lived within a 1 or 2 mile radius of their home. And guess what? If you grew up in an environment like mine, where I grew up in Harlesden, Northwest 10, with Gunsmoke on the side and Battyman Susie on the other side, like, that's what they used to call it. That was his name. So, hey, don't cancel me. So, like, if that's the environment that you grew up in, and then you just spend all your time around those people that also grew up in that environment, well, everybody's going to grow somewhat incrementally, but very few people are going to extend and accelerate. So what have you got to do? You've got to get around different environments, my friend. You've got to get around different networks, different communities, different individuals that actually are where you want to go so that you can learn from them. Write this down. Relationships are more powerful than revenue. Relationships are more powerful than revenue. I remember when I had my previous business, we were generating around £3 million, and then I called one of my friends who was new to my network. I'd only known him for a few months, and I said, bro, like, I'm struggling here. My CFO, my chief financial officer, he just told us we can't make payroll. And he said, how much are you short? I said, 100 grand. And you know what he did? He laughed at me. He went, ah! He said, oh, bro, we've had this problem loads of times. Like when we have like 300 grand payroll, 500 grand payroll. Don't worry, we just sort it out. But because I had that network, he was able to tell me what to do, how to solve the situation in a really calm and simple manner. And I felt I was literally gonna fall off the bus. Like, I literally thought I was gonna, like, my business was gonna die. But there was a really simple solution, and I only got that solution because I had a better network. You might be thinking, but Jazz, how do I get a better network? Well, I did it by going to seminars, going to workshops, going to events. I remember one time I was at a Brian Tracy event with one of my friends, Byron Cole. He was hosting this event, and I was talking to a guy, and I said, what brings you here? You know, we're having this conversation. And then he's like, oh, well, do you know what? I've just come back from another event last week, and I was at another one a few days ago, and I was at another one last month. And I said, well, why do you go to so many events? He said, bro, every time I come to these kind of events, I make more money. So I make it my issue to make sure I come to these events. I said, I love it. Get around the right network, get around the right people, build connections, because the more you connect, the more you collect. So here's my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, watching this video. What was your most insightful one? Was it number 1, communication? Was it 2, sales, marketing, public speaking, business strategy, goal setting, typing, investing, taxing, or was it networking? Here's what I need you to do. Go ahead, tap it below in the comments, and I will get back to you personally. Go ahead, type it below. What was the most valuable to you, and what are you going to do next in terms of how to grow your revenue, how to grow your profits, how to grow your peace of mind. Hey, listen, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and check out the video here, which is how to 8x your revenue as a business owner, or check out here why I'm moving to Dubai. I look forward to speaking with you very soon. And remember, subscribe. Peace out.